led a team of top officials of the mission, the National Sports Commission, and members of the Nigerian community in South Africa to welcome the Super Eagles to Bloemfontein yesterday evening. Well, the gist is the Super Eagles will have the official training at the Toyota Stadium 6 p.m. today. Well, it's a make or my encounter really for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I mean, I cannot re-emphasize the importance of that game against Bafana Bafana. The Rainbow Nation will be filling the Toyota Center in Bloemfontein, and I don't know how many thousands of fans we can actually pack into the Toyota Center. But a victory against Rwanda, the Amavubi of Rwanda, a laboured victory, I have to say, against the Amavubi of Rwanda on Saturday in Uyo. How do we fare against South Africa in Bloemfontein tomorrow?
I know, but I will not play. Let's just leave all this patriotism talk. We know that play, bro. I was upset watching that game.
Already.
I was upset.
Okay.
Because I mean,
welcome to my world.
For a game that was so important to us, that we had to maybe one day those boys had to win convincingly.
Yes.
They had to appease Nigerians.
Yes.
They had to give us a reason to believe that they were actually warriors ready to fight. That even if they eventually get knocked out.
But they did put in a shift.
But you saw what we saw, Sam.
Yeah.
That for me was a below par performance. Yet again. What? But the good thing some would argue is that they got the win, which was the most important thing. Now you look at the dynamics, what are the possibilities though? You have said over time that we need to win all of our games remaining. And if we do that, then we have a chance somewhere. Of course, before us next is maybe our greatest stumbling block. The biggest of them, which is South Africa. But we play at their home. That for me is a disadvantage for us. Who plays better these days? The South Africans play better. There's that chemistry about them. There's that understanding. Maybe because a lot of them play together with Sundowns and all of that, so it's easier to connect. But can we get it done? Do we have the players? Yes, we have on paper. But in terms of 13 points, the 3 points are drift
of South Africa.
Hoping that something.
Hoping that South Africa loses again. And if they do, they have to lose with huge margin as well.
Good.
And hoping that maybe at the end of the day.
And there's that talk of a possible
point deduction.
But
let's do our job first.
Exactly. So by the time we beat the South Africans, which I think is highly impossible, or which not impossible, it's highly improbable. If we beat them, okay, 3 points, and then we'll be hoping that we can beat Benin Republic will be coming here, Nabi.
Yes, they will. I think there's also Lesotho.
I think. Lesotho. We can.
No, that's what in Zimbabwe.
Well. So, my fingers are still crossed. Okay. I'm not going to believe.
But do you think South Africa would lose another game? March day 9, March day 10.
No, they go away now. These South Africans are not too. They are not too fantastic when they play against other teams. I don't know why. Especially teams from their region.
We saw them beat Lesotho by 3 goals.
Yes, they beat Lesotho. Yes. I cannot say for sure that South Africa will maybe take a part. I don't know who they play. Is it Rwanda? Is it Rwanda?
I think they have
Rwanda and Zimbabwe.
Rwanda or Zimbabwe.
Those games might not come so cheap for them.
Okay.
You know, so we're hoping that somewhere along the line, they could just drop points. But then, like you said, we have to get our own job done first, which is to beat them. If we can beat them, maybe 3-0, 4.
For where?
It can't happen. Let's assume.
Where you want
let's assume that they have a bad.
I just want to maybe they itch me. Sorry.
No,
where you say.
Let's assume that they have a bad. Let's assume that they have a bad.
But where you want beat them now?
For their home now.
For Bloemfontein. For South Africa.
Let's assume that they have a bad day.
You know, we just wake up.
No, let's assume that they have a bad day. I have a bad day. I'm just praying that they have a bad day. Then whether or not we can cash in on this, because if you look back at that game against Zimbabwe, where we considered late on, I think that should be like our Achilles heel. That's the last one before this one. That last minute equalizer, and just messes up completely. If we had won that game, probably the whole talk would have been different today. But let's see.